Let's talk about it. Come on and shout it. I talk, you talk, we talk. Women talk life. It ain't no surprise. Baby, you could see if you would open up your eyes. You won't understand if you can't open up your mind. So let's stop wasting time when women talk live.
And welcome to another episode of Women's Talk Live Overnights. I'm your girl, April J.
I'm your girl, SassyScribe.
And I'm Elle, Boogie.
Oh, man.
How was that? Was that better?
Inside.
I can't hear it on my
Inside joke. All right. So today we're talking about the rhetoric. So
that's a hard job, April. That's a hard job. How can we wreck it?
Not piece by piece, the same way you eat an elephant.
Well, yeah, but you're always gonna have that one that will, always pops up. That one idiot always pops up, never goes away. It's like roaches. They never die.
And it's where you see one and so many others.
Right, yes. Exactly.
Then they don't even scatter when you turn the lights on. They just stay.
They just look at you like, "What up?"
Oh, there they go again.
Right. Yeah. All right. So a couple of little known facts before we get into the show. A significant 38.2% of U.S. news consumers have unknowingly shared fake news or misinformation on social media platforms, showing widespread accidental propagation. Jesus.
Propaganda.
I cannot speak among ordinary users. As misinformation travels, people often do not realize its origin, contributing to its viral reach.
I'm guilty of that. I've posted things to my social media platforms where people had to inbox me like, "Yo, Sassy, that's not true. That's been proven false." So I will go back and delete it and apologize for spreading misinformation. So yes, I'm part of that 38%, unfortunately, but I try to do more research now.
Right.
Way more.
Our second fact is just 15% of the most habitual social media users are responsible for approximately 30 to 40% of the spread of fake news. Social media platforms reward-based systems, likes, shares, and algorithmic promotion lead users to repeat, share, sensationalized content regarding of its accuracy, amplifying misinformation at scale.
Yeah, we didn't Zuckerberg say that they were no longer suppressing fake news, that they were going to allow it to show up in your various feeds? So I had to go through and just block a lot of platforms from my page. I don't even want it showing up. Yeah. Even on TikTok, I don't want certain things showing up on my For You page.
I mean, he had to kiss the ring. So
they all kiss the ring. But you know what though, when we think about it, when we say people kiss the ring, these people kiss the ring too quickly. So to me, they are perfectly aligned in mind and body. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't kissing the ring. It was like, yo, I feel the same way.
A synergy amongst them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. An affinity amongst them. Yep.
So the last one, the more frequently misinformation is repeated from various sources, even if it's untrue, the more believable it becomes. Features like high numbers of likes and shares on posts increase perceived credibility, while platforms such as WhatsApp make it harder to trace original sources.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which is owned by Meta.
Yes, owned by Meta. So, it's owned by Meta now. That's why it's best to do your research.
Meta owns Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and WhatsApp. The top 3 platforms
Right.
for social media.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
And you
yeah.
think you're getting it diversely, but it's not. And that's the thing. People don't understand that it's like an octopus. Like there's a head and then you have the tentacles. And
That's
they
why
reach
you gotta.
out.
I'm sorry.
No, you fine.
That's why you gotta fuck with your algorithm. You gotta fuck with your algorithm. You gotta put shit in your algorithm that normally wouldn't be there. Like I'll go down a rabbit hole and then all of a sudden porn will pop up.
What
I could
rabbit
be,
hole you going down? Yeah, for
but see, I
real.
could be looking because I could be looking at boots and then something pops up, and then I could be looking at dresses and something
Like
because
put them boots.
I manipulate my algorithm by watching things that people normally wouldn't watch. So they don't know where I am across the
Oh, okay.
spectrum.
They can't
You see
gauge
what I'm
you.
saying? They can't indoctrinate me into the BS. For one, I don't believe it. You know what I mean? I don't believe it. And then for two, even now as we talk, and I know when we finish, when I open up Google, everything that we talk about, if I just type in the letter R,
Oh yeah.
rhetoric is gonna pop
It's
up.
gonna
Rhetoric
come
gonna
up.
come up.
It does
Yep.
that. It's yeah.
It does that. So
These
I
are
type
listening
in
devices. People don't.
heinous
Yeah, they're listening devices.
or
They
coochie
already said now that Alexa can listen and
or
she's gonna listen
breast.
to everything that you say. Wait a minute,
Alexa
what are you
told me
looking up?
I'll be looking up, I'll put in penis or coochie or a breast or I'll put in something that they don't want to, which will come. Like I asked Alexa, I said, what's the dirtiest porn out there? I don't understand what you mean.
Then you ask her 5 days later, she pulls you up a list.
No, no. Even when I go into like the open AI and I'll put cuss words in there, we do not recognize profanity. I said, I know you don't. I know you don't recognize it,
So,
but you understand it. That is profane.
hmm
Which one do you
You understand it's
use? Which one do you?
all of them, all of them.
Cause
Gemini.
perplexity. I put stuff in and it will.
I never heard of that one. I have to use that
me
one.
either.
But I use Grammarly. I use the Chat GPT. I use the OpenAI. I've used Gemini. I used Copilot. None of them recognize profane language. I'm saying F, MF. I'm saying all sorts of sexual positions. No, no, honey, they got it figured out to a degree. But yeah, you got to manipulate your algorithm. You have to manipulate your algorithm. And my algorithm right now is blackety black, black, black. It's black.
Okay.
Black on black on black on black on black on black. My color so black. It's black. It's black.
Wow.
It's black. I mean, I look up black doctors, black lawyers, black dentists. You got to make your algorithm black.
I'm gonna start
And it's
doing that.
work.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Good to
You
No.
know.
got
That.
it's work.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. I think because
that whole
perplexity. It just because I wanted to see if it was going to do what you were
Mhm.
saying. These other.
Yeah,
So
I'm
I
gonna have
put
to
in
look that up.
how often is the word fuck used by Americans, and it gave shout out. It said Americans use the word fuck more frequently than most other English speaking countries. And I was like, and then it said, here it says approximately 12 to 13% of Americans use at least one vulgar word in their communication, and fuck appears in, in, in an impressive variety of over 200 different forms. So, and then it used fuck again. It said on average 21 times daily, the fuck is one of the top choices. I don't know who owns perplexity, but that's the one I use. I don't, because it
Well,
just kind of,
I'm gonna say
it
this.
gives a
I will
little
I
bit more
say
say
that
detail than the other
the
ones
F
do.
the
word
fuck
is
is
my
said over
favorite
here.
word.
Oh,
Hmm.
It is a verb. It is a noun. It is an adverb.
adjective.
Yeah, adjective it is. Yeah. I mean, Bernie Mac said it well. I mean, you use fucking so many different forms that you know.
Oh, that one where he used the MF in
Yeah,
his
yeah,
skit.
this motherfucker.
Yes,
I thought this
yes,
motherfucker owe me
yes.
money. When I see this motherfucker,
The
I'm going to fuck
motherfucker,
his
yeah.
motherfucking
His
ass
motherfucking
up. He
ass up.
said, and then I call his house, and his mother answered the phone. And I'm going to tell me she don't know what his motherfucker is. And I started to cuss her motherfucking ass out. But I ain't want no motherfucking problems.
Motherfucking problems. Yes, yes.
Oh, man.
And that is part of that again it goes back to that rhetoric that KL so eloquently named this segment the record of the
Yeah,
rhetoric. It
yeah,
goes back to that
yeah.
because
We need to take it over, Kim. Go ahead.
people believe the rhetoric. People
Yeah.
believe the
It-
rhetoric and they die on those hills and I'm not dying on them.
yeah, no, no, no.
I think
Nope.
okay, so it's really about the fact that we were talking earlier about trusting and verifying. And people just want to go ahead and be force fed their information. They want to accept, is what it is. And so what we find out now, especially within the political landscape that we're in, is that rhetoric is, because of social media, is being perpetuated and sent out to so many different aspects of people. Like you
Mhm.
find something that is a trigger point right now, and they harp on, and it's really about the propaganda machine. And for people who I know the like buzzwords like propaganda, so propaganda is the systematic spread of misinformation to influence people's opinion or specific viewpoint or to promote an issue. So there's so many different aspects of propaganda that you see in your daily life that you don't even realize that your mind's automatically processing propaganda on a daily. And when we talk about something being systematic, like racism, systematic propaganda is a systematically thing. It's done methodically. It's done orderly. It's planned and it's thorough, meaning that they've already sought out the beginning. They've done the hypothesis on how they think this is experiment of such is going to turn out. And they have their control and they have their non-control. So when we talk about, if I say, give me a bandage, what do you call a bandage? People normally say a band aid, but a band aid is the brand. The bandage is the product. If you say, I need a Q-tip, a Q-tip is the brand, a cotton swab is the
Is
product.
the problem.
But
Hmm.
propaganda has it so that anybody you ask for a Q-tip automatically refers to a cotton swab. They don't say, give me a cotton swab. They give you a
They said, give
Q-tip,
me a
even if
Q-tip.
Q-tip's not making
Yep.
it. Even if
Hmm.
Q-tip's not making it. And it's so, it's scary because people have an affinity for the people that they see on the news every day. You think those people are your friends. You invite them into your house, especially your newscasters, the ones that give you the serious news, your Walter Cronkites or your daily news, who is
Your
my weather
Roland
guy that keeps
Martins, your Don
confusing people
Lemons,
around.
your Joy Reeds,
Exactly, exactly. And so you
John
really have to
Stewart.
go about. Oh, that's funny, but you really have to understand that the information that's being given to you is being filtered to you. It is not real
Mhm.
information. If you could watch any morning news show around the Emmy time, they're not giving you information about what's going on in the world. They want to talk about what's new for the season lineup. They want to talk about the Emmys and they want to interview these people. That's to get you comfortable. But propaganda also started the Holocaust. Propaganda also had, Martin Luther King Jr. villainized in terms of he was public enemy number one. And so they put this information out there. Propaganda is
Malcolm X
dangerous.
too,
When you watch
Medgar
the
Evers as
news,
well.
Hmm.
yep, when you watch the news, anytime you watch the news, and from a black person's perspective, I can say that we would all agree that if they not showing the face of the person, you know it don't look like us. Anytime you have, even with Trayvon Martin, George Floyd, Tamir Rice, all of those people who were unarmed and killed, they villainized them, the victim. They humanized the offender. They talked about
Hmm.
their family. The Derek Chauvin, they showed him always in his police uniform. They never talked about his racist connections. With Trayvon Martin, they always villainized the victim, and that's propaganda because a lot of countries only see us through the lens of what America media does. And America media, as we talked about before, is owned by like Oracle and the Zuckerbergs and things like that. If they're controlling what we see and controlling those algorithms, how is the truth ever going to get out?
Well,
So that's
this
why it's an issue.
the rhetoric, because I had to really like look this up, and it goes all the way back to Greek mythology with Aristotle, because there were four elements to this whole rhetoric and propaganda thing, and it's ethos, pathos, logos, and figurative language, and everything that we see in Project 2025 and anything else that we're seeing on the news, and I hate to have to use quotes now for news,
You do.
it follows that. Ethos, ethos, speaks to character and credibility. Number one. Pathos, appealing to the audience emotions. They do all of that. Logos, the use of logical reasoning and evidence to prove a point. And then figurative language, the use of metaphor, anecdotes, and repetition to make arguments more memorable and compelling. They have this down to a
Yep.
science on the right. And the left is forever playing catch up.
Think of black
Forever
on
playing
black
catch up.
crime. They go your figurative language, your black on black crime.
Yeah.
We've
But
had,
there's white on white crime, and there's Asian on Asian crime, and there's Latino
oh
on
yeah,
Latino crime. But what you hear, like you said, all you hear is the black on
black
black
on black
crime. And
crime.
as you also said, this is how the world sees us. Listen, and in my 58 years of life, I've never questioned the spaces that I'm in. And now I'm like, how do they treat you? How did you feel? When I go to certain places,
Mhm.
what's the atmosphere? Because I don't want to spend my money in places where people don't want me there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like that
Mhm.
dentist I was talking about in our last episode. If you don't like me because I'm a far, 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 far leaning liberal,
Right.
then I definitely don't want to spend my money with you. And I want to let everybody I know who thinks like me not to spend my money with you.
Yeah,
I'm
and you
fine
should
with you having
know
your
it.
beliefs.
Right.
I'm fine with people believing what they want to believe about me, my community. That's great. Everybody's entitled to their own beliefs and their own little ideas about it, but we don't have to interact with you, and y'all keep fucking with us. We over here with our boots on the ground, flacking our goddamn fans, and y'all want to show up on HBCU campuses based
Oh,
on
did you
what?
see that? Did you see that? I think it was University of Alabama, I think it was,
No,
where
I saw
these
the University of
three,
Tennessee, Tennessee
oh,
State
was
that they
it
went to.
Tennessee?
It
Was
was
it?
Tennessee
Okay.
State.
I
They
know
wasn't
it's one of
having
them
it.
southern, I know it's one of them
Yeah.
southern universities, but
The minute that dude
three
got
young
unalive,
white young white men came on the
it's
campus, set up their little table, had their
it's
little
called the it's
MAGA
called the
hats.
Truth Tour. It's called the Truth. They're
Right.
calling
And
themselves the
Oh
Truth Tour.
wow.
and this was a HBCU they came
BCU
on. Yes. And they literally, literally
ran their asses out of
ran
there.
their ass up out of there.
As
And
you
he
Without,
was,
should.
wait a minute, without touching them, which I was so proud of their restraint, because they are doing everything in their power in this administration to create a race war.
mm-hmm,
They are doing everything in their power for a race war, and they just seem to forget that they lost both times.
mm-hmm.
I
You
guess
know
third
what's
time's a
funny?
charm. I guess third time's a
Because
charm.
psychologically today had wrote an article that I had looked up about something called like illus all right, here I go with my tongue tied. Illusory truth. Um and lies and political propaganda. And it was really about how if you repeat a lie a certain number of times, I think it was three or more
Three is
times,
three
people
times it becomes
believe
the
it.
truth. Yep.
It becomes the truth. And
Yep.
they were saying that how, how that impacts people's relationships. Like it'll turn you against your neighbor. People think about the birther controversy around President Barack Obama. He was born in Hawaii. Everybody said it. His birth certificate was seen, but even then, you still have people who believe that he was not an American citizen. You have, again, I go back to Hitler because people talk about how could that happen, and you're watching how it happened. You're watching this propaganda machine come to life. You're seeing people tell you that this is untrue, or you hear someone say this is what I think, this is what I said, and then the next day I never said that, I never did that, and you're like, we have you on tape. That's not me. They did. That's a deep fake, and we're talking about people in high levels of government, the conniver and thief that's currently, at 1600. Those things make their way around and people believe them. It becomes a reality. And that is how you get violence against people who were your neighbors yesterday. That's how you can turn a country against its best interests, make people vote against their best interests because you're telling them things that they're not researching, that they keep hearing on ABC, then CBS, then they go on social media and it's there. It's kind of like you really don't have, unless you have outside sources like the BBC, Al Jazeera's news sources that allow you access to media that is not controlled by quote unquote the US government and or its oligarchy. You will never know the truth about what's going on. That's why I like things like the Citizen app. I like for people to have cell phones to show you real time what's going on in the streets. I don't need somebody to come secondhand and give me hearsay. I want say. I want to have somebody tell me that saw it happen. So it's scary because you have the ability to deep fakes. Like we are talking about the Oracle taking over TikTok. And Oracle is so into that whole creation of deep fakes and they're a mega donor to Trump. What do you think you're going to be getting on your feed?
Well, I won't know because once Oracle takes it over, I will not be on TikTok. I mean, I have no problem. It's not like I got a million followers. I have no problem. But what the people with millions of followers and these streamers need to do is start moving their platforms. If they got to go over to Twitch, if they got to go over to YouTube, wherever it is you need to go, you can go over to Blue
It's
Sky, you
it
can go over to
is
Fan
yeah,
Base. Just
Can
move
it's
you
your
put
shit.
some of that
it
stuff
is
out?
it
Because
is
I'm never aware of those platforms. Even the one that you mentioned, April,
Fan
I'm
base
not aware.
is fan base is black owned, owned by Isaac Hayes III. I'm on fan
Okay,
base. Blue Sky is the alternative to Twitter. It's more
okay,
liberal. I'm also on Tribal. Tribal was created by I think former Twitter employees that got the axe. And once he took it over and they created Tribal. I'm also an investor in Tribal. And I keep saying I'm investing in fan base and I need to do it. But yeah, those are
okay.
more
Put that
yeah,
out there
fan
because
I
base.
think
have
our readers,
I
I
do
think
have
our
fan.
listeners would appreciate, that information as well. I can't be the only untech savvy person out here.
Well,
I'm
there's
just saying.
another one I think is called Panther that's black created. Pantr. But I see it on my TikTok feed and it's called I
Okay,
believe it's called Panther that's black owned. I mean, there's a lot
Yeah,
of
I
things
think
that
I
I've found.
yeah,
There's for information, there
right.
is a black owned farm that delivers groceries, that delivers you farm to table food. So right now they're only in like parts of like the DMV, like I think more like
okay,
DC and Virginia. And know they do some in Baltimore. They're not near me yet, but I keep talking to them, and it's like if they get enough people to come to Annapolis to place orders, they'll come to Annapolis. So it gives
okay.
me really good information, but then it gives me a bunch of bullshit. You know, it does. It gives me a bunch of
That's
bullshit.
just the internet.
And,
Gotta
and yes,
filter through it. Just
that is the
filter through it.
internet. But
Trust
yeah,
and
that
verify, honey.
illusory rhetoric that you're talking about, it's all an illusion, and people are believing. It's just I think I keep
Following it
coming back to it, and
wholeheartedly.
I know everybody's gonna say Sassy say that every show, but just the sheer number of people that believe the bullshit is
Mhm.
astounding.
It is.
Hmm.
It's astounding. We live amongst and walk amongst idiots
We do.
like they're the Walking Dead,
But you
brain
were
dead.
raised
That is.
to be that way. People were raised. If you look at how schools, the education system, you're supposed to sit there, you're supposed to get this information. It's nothing about self thinking, it's nothing about
Nope.
autonomy at all. At all. So the whole mindset, mind fuck, clusterfuck that they have going on is intentional and it just goes through. I remember riding on the train when I used to work in DC and I would see people kayaking in the Potomac. And I'm like, what the fuck they do? Did they get, I'm on my way to work and they kayak or they jogging or doing whatever. And when I left corporate America and I would sit on my balcony and look at people going to work and stuff, you could see like it was like seeing the Matrix, like the rat race of what people had to do and how you get up and you spend this amount of time away from your family, and you get your transport time. By the time I used to say when I had the kids and they were younger, the hours between 6 and 9 was just getting them washed, fed, and put to bed. It wasn't much I could do Monday through Friday. You know what I mean? By the time I got
Right.
home, other than get them washed, fed, and put to bed. So theoretically, you're really not spending any quality time with the things that really matter in life. You're going out making other people money. You really only have, like the kids used to always say, time goes so slow, and we like, shit, it's Christmas already. Because we
Yeah.
live in an environment where our whole life is dictated. Our year is like 52 to 26 days for the year. And those are the days that we get paid when we have a weekend coming, that we can actually live life. We can go to the movies, maybe take our significant other to dinner. We can get the kids something nice, go, do that type of, we can actually live life that we're working our ass off to pay for. So,
Yeah, people don't,
and
I
it's part of the
mean,
propaganda machine.
but in
That's
Europe,
propaganda.
Europeans work to live. Americans live to work.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And speaking of
Yeah.
Christmas, it's 88 days out. Ain't nobody getting shit this year.
Hey.
Like, listen, I got too much. I just got a $55,000 quote for windows, doors, and a roof.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
No,
yeah.
my bad. For windows and doors. Windows and doors. 3 doors to be exact.
Wow.
Just three.
Mm.
Three.
Well,
How much is a fucking door? Eight
mm.
grand.
Everything's expensive. Everything's
8 grand a
expensive.
door. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And
Things are expensive now. That's why they tell you to go to places like Habitat for Humanity and stuff to get
the
Reclaim
loading
free
dock.
doors.
The
Yeah.
loading dock.
or Day Day on the street with that thing that fell off the truck. Come on down
Mm.
here. It's like, I need a double door. I need a double door and 1, 2, 3 front, 3 outside doors. Like,
Right. Right.
Oh, you would definitely do good at Second Chance, Sassy. They have some really nice stuff down at
I,
Second Chance.
yeah.
We are in Maryland, y'all. So y'all listen
Oh
to
yeah,
us
sorry
on
about
that.
that.
We're in
Yeah.
Maryland. So these are places that are in
We're in the
Maryland.
great state of Maryland with our amazing governor, Wes Moore, and our amazing
Yes,
mayor in Baltimore, Brandon Scott. Boom.
yes, they doing that. All
They
that.
Yeah.
doing it. I noticed that the National Guard didn't come here.
Oh, they ain't
Mm.
coming here, please.
And
They're trying.
they didn't go to Chicago.
No, they didn't. They didn't. But he's trying to go into Portland now, and that
But he
mayor,
need to be in Memphis. Memphis
that
said,
gun.
"Come on down."
Well,
Memphis
I
said,
mean, but
"We need you."
they got a Republican governor, and he requested it. But they have a black mayor. But yeah,
So what
they're
are they paying
trying
a
to.
police force for?
Yeah, well,
Well,
that
I mean, right now we're paying the Army National Guard to garden and pick up trash in D.C. Now, if I was in the
Okay.
Army National Guard, I ain't picking up a motherfucking thing. But then I knew I wasn't Uncle Sam material because I don't like taking orders from nobody. So,
mm,
Uncle Sam is rhetoric and propaganda. Did you know that? That whole
nope.
what's in
See,
my country? What was it? The term, the rhetoric, the persuasive, effective argument that reaches to the soul of the person. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country.
that was
That is an
JFK saying
that
example.
was
that.
JFK.
That is still propaganda and rhetoric. But that it's so ingrained in us we don't see it when it's happening. That's how a lot of stuff for us is just rote. Like we automatically just assume that it's true. Like I talked about the band-aid and the Q-tip. Something as simple as that. Like it's a cotton swab. You have thousands of brands, but the only one we think of is Q-tip, and we affiliate that with the product as if that is what the actual product is called. How
It's a
many people
cotton
know
swab.
Oscar Mayer
Okay.
baloney song? I can tell it to you. Thank you. All day long.
And the Big Mac song and the Geno's Hero
Oh
song.
yeah.
I mean, I can
Yes.
sing
Yes.
life like Mikey and whatnot. It's songs that we grew
Yes.
up on that the kids just would never understand.
Mm,
So, but
yeah.
we
And
didn't
that
thank
got you
God.
to ask your
And
parents for those things.
but as April has said earlier about social media and the internet, thank God it wasn't around when I was growing up.
Girl.
Mm, yeah.
I, mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so scary.
Yeah. Because
Like,
back then we didn't have any of that. We didn't have no social media.
I mean, people were filming like Freaknik and stuff, but
You had a
I wasn't
video.
allowed to.
With
I
those
wasn't
big
allowed to
ass
go to
video
Freaknik.
cameras that you
You,
couldn't sneak up and videotape nobody.
I mean, they had actually camcorders and video
Yes,
big
Yeah,
video cameras.
yes,
Yeah. So yeah,
I was
yes,
a
that's
kid.
yes.
yeah. You had VH tapes. I
Never
mean,
thinking it would come back to haunt you in
right.
2025.
Now that you speaking that,
You know, it a lot of it brought back because I started watching the documentary about Magic City in Atlanta,
I love it. I
and
love
I
it
was
though.
like,
He was a
wow,
genius.
we
He was a
had some
genius.
things, we had some things, we definitely
You
did.
know what I'm gonna tell y'all, which is something that I've been hearing, but I want to be able to watch it. Is Tracy Ellis Ross's new series on Roku?
Yeah, I did want to see that.
Yeah, I want to
That
see
where
it.
she
I don't have
travels
Roku though, so
alone?
I gotta figure out how to get it on my
Is that where she travels alone?
devices. Yeah, where she's like traveling by herself and just 50. Listen, she's 52 and living life and looking fabulous. And I don't fault her at all for not wanting to deal with somebody's dusty ass son that can't keep her in the lifestyle that she has created for herself. So no, she shouldn't compromise on shit.
Right. Yeah.
Let her be the rich auntie and live her life.
There you go.
Yo, you know what's funny? I teach culinary classes to kids during the school year, and there
Ooh,
was a young lady who was teaching art, and our classes were right beside each other. And she was talking to the guy about like why she wasn't dating, and she said because I won't accept anything less than how I grew up, and I grew up, kind of affluent. I was like, okay, shit, I ain't mad at you. Like,
I'm
if
not
you
mad
have a
at it.
certain style or a standard and you don't want to compromise that, boundaries are beautiful, sweetheart. By all means, stick to that. Now, she's not saying that she wouldn't like something. She's just like, for me, I work for what I want. I want a certain lifestyle, and it has to fit within that lifestyle. And I'm like, okay, more power to you. I just wish more
There
young women
goes
felt that way.
there goes that rhetoric though. The rhetoric being the rhetoric out in the ethos
Gotta have a
related to
man.
black women is not only that we have to have a man. You got men believing that a lot of us are saying that we don't need men. You have the belief that we are walking around here angry and bitter and upset because we're in our 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and some of us have never been married and don't have kids, and you just can't stand seeing us, living our lives happy. That's the rhetoric and the bullshit that y'all buy into
Yeah.
when it comes to that.
Right.
So I'm sorry, April. I know we're running out
We're
of
good.
time. We got
Yeah,
to get
we
that
definitely
final
time
thought.
flies by. It really does. So real quick, I want to do our poll from last week, which is:
Okay.
do you believe this will change confidence folks have in the CDC? Talking about the guidance that was brought out and all the foolishness. So 64% still have confidence in the CDC.
What?
I do.
Oh, hell no. I don't. Until they get them fuckers out of there, I don't believe nothing
Well, I
that come out of
mean,
nowhere.
but is he in the CDC or HHS? Is he
Well,
helping human
it is
resources?
HHS, but it's over the CDC. The CDC is where it gives the
Oh,
guidance for,
see how I ain't know?
immunizations and all that stuff.
Yeah, I
So,
wouldn't.
I mean,
No, no,
I still listen to the
no, no.
medical community, so
Yeah. I
that's
think
what
that's what
I
I
have
mean.
confidence in.
I think that's what I have confidence in, the medical,
The
the
medical.
true medical scientists and doctors
Right.
within the CDC that haven't been compromised.
Exactly.
You mean the
Exactly.
ones
Yeah.
that are now considered whistleblowers? The truth
Yes.
tellers?
Yes. The
Okay, yeah.
whistleblowers.
Okay.
May God
Yeah,
cover them.
Yeah, for real.
for real.
All right. So, that gives my final thought for today. Never argue with and this comes from Mark Twain, but never argue with a fool, because some onlookers may not be able to tell the difference.
Tell the difference. Because it'll look like two fools arguing with each other.
Right. All right, y'all. So that wraps up for today.
Yes.
Yeah. So we out of here.
We got some big things coming up though, y'all.
Yeah,
we got some
we're
things
working
coming
out,
up that,
working out.
stay
Yeah.
tuned. October
Gotta stay
18th.
tuned.
We'll tell you more.
Exactly.
October 18th.
Exactly. All right, y'all. This is Women's Talk Live Overnights with your girl, April J.
I'm your girl, SassyScribe.
And this is KL.
All right, y'all. We will see you next
I'm not.
time.
I'm off. I'm done.
Mhm.
Sassy left to me
Peace.
anyway.
Peace.
Women talk, women talk.